Hi everyone, Bill Ulrich here. I wanted to give you a quick overview of who we are at The Resultants and how we help companies just like yours. So at The Resultants, we help companies grow. Often it's framed through the lens of revenue, but growth is so much more than just revenue. In general, people come to us because they're not happy with the current state of their business. And what they really want is they want to move from this current state to some future state, something that's different and better, what I call moving from version 1.0 to 2.0. And we're not pigeonholing anybody here. We're not saying what growth has to be. It's always about your goals. But if you're telling me you want to move from 1.0 to 2.0, something's got to change, right? And that's going to require some growth. So why are we called the Resultants? Well, it's pretty simple. The name is representative of what's created by the work we do. And if you fully commit to this work, what's going to be outlined here today, the byproduct will almost certainly be better results for your company. Now, I want to take a second and highlight these two graphs because they're our report cards. And we share this because it illustrates the value of this work. And what you see is an average of the impact that our company has had on approximately 70 companies over the last 10 years. If you're going to bring outside advisors into your world, you want to know that there's going to be a return on that investment. And so we're happy to share our results. Everything we do gets tracked, gets saved, and it becomes part of the record. And I got to tell you, that's not common in our space. Almost universally, we end up in conversation with folks because their business has stalled. In owner-operator-led companies, it usually presents as a plateau in revenue. Maybe that's a year, 2, could be 3. It doesn't really matter, right? The company started and it was moving up and to the right, and then all of a sudden it went flat. And owners try to fight through this by taking on more, but no matter how hard they try, they just can't pound through that ceiling. And then what happens after a while, you start seeing these things, right? The burnout starts showing up. You start having problem with your people, specifically around hiring and retention. The operation becomes inefficient. And worst of all, you start lagging in profitability. You know, all of these are signs that a company just isn't as healthy as it could be. But the real disease here, it's lack of structure. The structure needed for a business to take on a life of its own. In contrast, healthy companies have solid operating systems. And let me say that again because it's so important. Healthy companies have solid operating systems. So what does it take to get healthy? Well, in our world, it starts with a plan, and then you find enough of the right people to support that plan, and then you equip them with the necessary tools to execute that plan. And when you pull those 3 pieces together, you have what's known as a business operating system. And this is our model, the Accelerate Your Business model. And there's 3 areas of focus. We've talked about it, the plan, the people, and execution. And then you're going to get 3 tools with each area of focus that will be custom built to fit your company. There's no out-of-the-box solutions here. When you look at the model, I want you to think of it as a toolbox, right? It's that compartment on top and 2 drawers below type of toolbox. That area at the top, that's where we store the plan tools. And those 3 tools are your vision, where are we going, your strategy, who do we serve and how, and your metrics tool. What are those few things that we're going to be tracking to make sure we're going to achieve our goals over time? That top drawer, that's where we keep our people tools. And what lives there is our org structure tool, our right people, right seats tool, and our expectations tool. And then finally, that bottom drawer, that's where we keep the execution tools. They are your meeting management tool, your KPI or key performance indicator tool, and your repeatable systems tool. So as a process, we're going to come together, you and I, and we're going to build this custom operating system together. And then as we work on a weekly basis, we're going to begin to install it, right? So that you can turn around and normalize the use of all of these tools with your people in the day-to-day operation. So why does this all matter? Well, if you want any sort of time freedom from your business at all, you need a solid operating system. And if you want people to rally around your company and your vision and your goals, you need a clear plan. And if you want to attract and retain top talent, they need structure and standards so they know how they can win inside of your operation. And all of that starts with a shift in your mindset. A shift in mindset we call getting results through other people. So how does an engagement work? Well, we always start with a kickoff, and this is an extended session we call our foundational day. For owner-operators, that's about a half a day, 4 to 5 hours, whatever it takes, where we begin building your playbook. Okay, we're going to be unpacking your frustrations, digging into who's on your team, putting some financial metrics around your goals, and then creating the framework of your plan. After that, we're going to roll right into our weekly cadence. These one-on-one meetings, this is really what separates us from the crowd. And it's where we create a lot of momentum. And it's where we begin the process of getting results through other people. This is the good stuff. And then lastly, every 90 days, we're going to come together and we're going to do a reset. We're going to look back at what we plan to accomplish and grade ourselves on the work we did. And we're going to look ahead and we're going to map out what work we need to do over the next 90 days. From there, it's rinse and repeat. But this structure and this cadence, it brings focus and clarity. And it's how we create momentum and start getting results through other people. I can't stress this enough. If you want to break through this ceiling and go to the next level with your company, you have to move away from, if it's going to get done, I have to do it mindset, to getting results through other people. It sounds simple, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's easy. So is this right for you? I don't know. Are you juggling too much? Are you feeling stress basically all of the time? Are you the only problem solver in your entire company? And is all of that causing you to miss out on important stuff outside of work? Well, if the answer is yes, is that pain enough to make you want to make a change? If you're still saying yes, are you willing to work with an outside advisor? Are you willing to be coached? And if you're still saying yes, are you willing to invest in your company, into doing something different, something that can change your life? So here's our process leading up to an engagement. We always start with a discovery meeting. And this is all about you, finding out what you want. There's no wrong answers here. We don't have any set, this is what you need to do. We need to get clear on what you want. And one thing I'll promise you, this is not a selling environment. We are not pushing our product at this point. We want to know what you want. This is all about you. It might take one meeting, it might take two, it might take three. It doesn't matter. We're going to get clear on what you want. Next, I'm going to schedule a follow-up meeting. And that's where I'm going to repeat back to you what I heard. Because if we're going to work together, part of my job is holding you accountable to what you say you want. Okay? So I'll go through that information, and I'm also going to cover what a proposal looks like. And just so you know, we don't do contracts. We don't believe in them. We ask for an emotional commitment of 1 year to the process. But if it's not working for you or us, this is a two-way street. Either can get out with 30 days notice. From there, you take whatever time you need to decide, is this right for me? And if the answer is yes, you get a hold of us, we'll get the kickoff scheduled and begin the whole process. And that's what we do here at The Resultants. We help companies grow, but really, we're helping owners get what they want from their business, which is usually two things. One, they almost always want more time freedom. And two, they want to continue making as much money as they have been and much, much more. And that, when you combine those two things, owner freedom and great profits, you have a company that has real tangible value. If you want any sort of time freedom from your business, you have to create an environment that encourages getting results through other people. Because outside of shutting down, it's the only way you're ever going to get to come and go as you please from your business. And if any of that is hitting a nerve, schedule a call with one of our advisors. Fill out the form below. Get a hold of us and we'll get the whole process started. Thanks.